Hello everyone! So in this video I'm going to be talking about the cats, and this is going to be a long one, so get yourself comfortable, cup of tea, coffee, your beverage of preference, and let's go for a little ride, shall we? Come on. Sadly, I've lost three, as well as Merida, and three I just lost yesterday, so that's my pace. Um, so before I could put the videos up, that's two less garden companions with me, but they'll still be in the videos, and each of them will have their own video because there's so much to tell about them, and I want to remember them as they were. So for context, my family always had pets. The family on my mom and my dad and my grandparents, they had dogs. When I was born, there was already a dog there. So I've loved animals, and I've had contact with animals ever since the beginning. Um, and when we moved out from my grandparents' house, I lived there till I was about 4. And then in our house, in my parents' house, we've always had dogs. And although we lived in the city, it was a big city, like a dormitory city where everybody would work elsewhere and sleep. There was always, it was never smooth. There was always problems, people. And life back then was different. There was less knowledge, less compassion. I guess in the city, I think things are a bit better. Maybe yes, maybe no, but nothing could quite prepare us, my family, for the reality that is here, which is like we've traveled in time 30 years, maybe. But yeah. My mother never wanted cats, never let me have a cat. I've always loved cats as well. I love animals, period. And we had pet birds, we had pet turtles, we had a lot of pet dogs, but no cats. So when I left my parents' house for the first time, um, I got a cat. Um, After a while, it started with one, and then things just kept happening, and the cat delivery system, whatever you want to call it, just keeps sending them to me, which is not at all a good thing. But here we are. I start filming the video and the sun appears. So when I moved here, there were already. I'm getting some puppies. There were already cats on this property, and that was a bit of a shock. I remember I didn't know anything about life in rural areas in the country. Um, what would it entangle? So a very big slap at the beginning when I moved here was the state of the animal welfare here in Portugal. So it is very common till today, and it's actually becoming even more common due to the economy and things, that people, when they leave a house, they leave their pets behind. That can be cats, dogs, bunnies, whatever. They are left behind, and it's really really sad. And then it does make me um. So okay, now the sun is gone again. Um. So yeah, when I arrived here, there were litter boxes scattered around, and was like maybe they left it behind, but no. Then I start seeing cats, and I was like, okay, this is how it's gonna be, right? You're in the country, so there will be cats everywhere. And I already had 3 cats with me. So there were about 2 cats around. One was white, and the other was like a gray, fluffy one. The white one, so the white one, unfortunately, um, was had an advanced stage of carcinoma cancer in his ears. So at the time, I did what I thought it was best, which was easy suffering because it was too advanced. So I think it was on the 3rd month I was here that I was able to catch him and take him to the vet. So yeah, it started early. It was very big shock. Um, and then the gray one slowly started to get used to me. It was still, I think, few months that I was able to get his trust and then take him to the vet and have had him neutered, and he was already getting along with my other cats, and at the same time, people threw away 2 black kitties in a box. So I went from 3 cats to 6 cats in just a few months. So yeah, that was a very, 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 very sorry. I'm sorry. A very big shock at the beginning. So I quickly understood that things were not gonna be easy. And this was even before I actually started properly gardening and stuff like that, and we have to worry about the cats in the garden and all of that. Also, a very sad thing as well is that stray cats or cats that are not taken care of properly, like going to the vet and having good food, all those things, strays don't last very long because they have all kinds of diseases and things like that. So the gray one, which I called Panpang, he had a liver problem. Like in the third year, I think he lasted three years with me. Third year, his liver just poof. And I had a car at the time, and I drove him to the vet, and the vet said, "There's nothing we can do." So, well, he was happy for 3 years. He was well fed. He was warm inside. He had a bed, and yeah, that's all we can do sometimes. Yes, yes. um, Another thing I had no idea about when I moved here was hunting season. Jeez, I was not used to being wake up every Thursday and Sunday with shots. But yeah, that was a thing. It was more frequented. This area was less touristy. Okay, it was less touristy and had more hunting grounds a few years ago. Now it's a bit less, but you still have hunting season. Um, and I didn't know anything, so I lost a cat to hunters because some people are just not good. But yeah, in that department things have gotten better. In other departments, in other departments things have gotten worse, such as people abandoning animals all the time. Especially when summer hits, there's dogs, there's cats everywhere because people want to go on vacations and they don't want responsibility. So yeah, that's another thing. Here. But not everything is bad. Some things are really good. So, um, now you know why I have so many cats. And I had to make up rules. And even though I make up rules that I don't, because if I go out, cats will come to me. Yeah, it's as much of a blessing as a curse as is a curse. I guess. So I cannot save all the cats. I don't have possibilities, but I made up rules that if a cat enters the property, that I will make my best to help in any way I can, and no one ever goes hungry. If I have enough food, no cat goes hungry. if it's around here. It's purring. Mm. So yeah, honestly, I was hoping things would be better by now, but I can only do so much to help the kitties. Yes, and wants attention. And it's my little monkey. One of my monkeys. They're all monkeys. Um, so don't think for a second that this is ideal or totally safe, because it's not. I'd say it's about 70 to 80% safe for them. And that's me being nice. Because here's my life experience. Humans can be the cat's greatest allies, but they also can be their greatest threat. Hello. It's much safer for a cat to be indoors. Or if you can if you can have if you can have a catio, then amazing. They can be outside and they can be really happy just indoors or in a catio. This situation here is my situation. It's really not ideal, as I said. I do try the best I can, and I know this is enclosed, but it's only partially enclosed, okay, like I said. Um, so there is always a possibility of danger. So I would never recommend or advocate for cats to be outside without being, um, I would say, without supervision, okay? So I may have the knowledge, I may have space, but I sometimes don't have the means to provide better conditions. If I could build a catio, I would, because that would make me feel more at ease if they can have a place where it's not so big, not so big of an area, that they can still enjoy being outside. Of course, I would still bring them with me to the garden if I'm in the garden, but I would definitely change things if I could have better conditions. So, right now, I can't, and I'm doing the best I can with what I have. The chances that my cats go bother somebody else in their property are slim, yes, but not impossible, because cats can be quite unpredictable sometimes. And in the beginning, I didn't know a lot of things, and I did um, have to learn. But all I can say is I don't want any trouble with anyone. And the cats are usually very friendly and they don't cause any trouble. But best thing is that we can try to keep everybody as safe as possible. And if we have neighbors, talk to the neighbors, but avoid that your pets go into other people's properties, because that's not nice. And I don't want that. Yes. Just want to be in peace.
and in the garden, having fun. Yes, time to do.
So, another important topic is how to keep things balanced. And I mean in nature. There's cars going by. And I got distracted. Because cats left unsupervised or left unattended can cause damage. So, all my cats are neutered, obviously, so to decrease the population around. Um, Everybody at night is inside the house. No exceptions. Everybody sleeps inside the house with me, and when I wake up and I come outside, then they come outside. Um, Sometimes that line is not very well defined because sometimes I wake up and but I try my best to keep schedules that they are inside the house. Um, when there's bad weather or rain or storms, everybody's inside the house anyway. Um, but that's so that the wildlife can have their space too. That's why I can have this many birdies and all the things, all the animals that you see. Um, and there's a balance because cats are hunters. They will hunt. It's in their being. There, you can't. I can't get mad at them. I don't like it when they bring me their trophies, because I love all other creatures too. Like even the bugs. I just, um, especially that one. That one is the huntress right now. So she is the one that brings most trophies. Once a week, a mousy or something will. Because if they are kept well fed, if they are kept indoors for periods of time, then you can have balance. At least I do. So now you know a little about um, my challenges coming here. My challenges is my challenges now, struggles, and even though there's more information, there's a bit more compassion, I think, in some areas. And, the volunteers for animal welfare, they do the best they can with the conditions they have in this country. Um, but it's not easy, it's complicated. There's a lot of work to be done. And there's a lot of things that we need to teach people as well. Because most people in the country are still very much detached from the animals. Like they use animals for things. They don't consider them as pets sometimes, like part of the family. There's still a lot of ground to cover in that department. But if we can do a little, if we can give a little help, if we can, you know, try to appeal to people to treat them with kindness instead of other things, maybe things can get a bit better. I really hope they do. So, thank you for hanging out with me. I know it was a long video and I had to cut a lot of things because I wanted to talk about a lot of things, but had to cut a lot of things. It's a rainy day today, and I'm waiting for openings to go into the garden. So I will see you next vlog. Bye.